time.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to JTraedz TV, where we discuss all stock-related content and much more, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me, man. Appreciate y'all. I know I was going. I did say yesterday I was going to be on a little bit after like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, but I want you guys to enjoy the rest of y'all day. So I jumped on a little bit early to start breaking down, the setups as we're going into next week. Let's go ahead, guys, and take a deep dive into our. And again, all we're going to do is go over what we went over yesterday. So for those who were here yesterday, guys, all we're doing is kind of like a rinse and repeat. So yesterday, guys, as I mentioned out yesterday, SPYs recaps from Friday. We had an open of 681.69, a high of 686.26, a low of 677.52, a close of 681.75 with a volume of 96.1 million. I do apologize. So let's go ahead and take a dive into the rest of our setups, guys. Let's see what else do I have from the recaps. Let me see. We do have economics, as I mentioned, guys, going into next week. Oops, wrong one. Going into next week. Monday, tomorrow, guys, will be Washington's birthday, President's Day. So definitely keep that on watch. We're not going to really have any data until Wednesday. That'll be February 18th. That'll be at 8 o'clock. We'll be having durable goods. And at around 2 o'clock, we will be having the FOMC meeting minutes. Not the meeting. We're going to have the meeting minutes right at 2 o'clock. That's going to be kicking off Wednesday on February 18th. Thursday, that'll be February 19th. At 8:30, we're going to be having the Philadelphia Fair Manufacturing Index and also the initial jobless claims. That's going to all be at 8:30. 12 o'clock, we're going to be having the crude oil inventories. And then last but not least, Friday, guys, at 8:30, we're going to have the PCE data. 9:45, we're going to be having the S&P Global Manufacturing Prices and Services. That's going to be at 9:45. And 10 o'clock, we will be having the new home sales data coming out. Other than that, let's see. And as I mentioned as far as earnings, guys, I don't see anything really major standing out as far as earnings. Just the regular retail companies, guys. So I don't really see anything as far as blue chip wise at this moment. So as far as earnings, I don't see anything to spark my interest at this time. So I'm not going to really worry about this. But for those who are trading retail sale companies, guys, these are what we have that's going to be coming up next week. Here you go, guys. So for any companies that you may be trading, these are your companies at this time. As far as holidays go, as I mentioned, we're going to be having Washington's birthday, President's Day. That's going to be tomorrow. So I'm going to see what type of volatility is going to be holding. Because it's said that the market is going to be closed tomorrow. So, guys, if y'all can verify that with me, the market is going to be truly closed tomorrow, and we'll be starting off Tuesday. Or will the market still resume tomorrow with just a little bit of volatility stepping in? So, if you guys can confirm that with me going into tomorrow. Other than that, let's go ahead and dive right into our charts. And as I told you guys, let me go into, where's my 1 hour time frame? 1 hour, this is my 1 hour on SPY. Let me go ahead and stretch this out a little bit. And guys, for those who were in yesterday, all I'm doing is doing a rinse and repeat. So if y'all noticed, Friday, last week, all we did, guys, was create an inverted cup and handle pattern at the tops right around the 626 to 686 to 686.30 level, where we ran up towards Thursday's high day. We got rejected and came right back on down. But if y'all notice the pattern, guys, it's an inverted cup and handle pattern pretty much. So that was going to equal to more downsides to come. So we'll go back right here. You can clearly see right around the areas here. That's going to be around the 680s. And you can clearly see an inverted. I know it's ugly. Don't judge me. It's going to be clearly an inverted cup and handle pattern. You can clearly see that. Now, the trade that I did take was all the way towards the market close. Once we started getting into the second half of the market, first half of the market, we did run up towards the 680s, got that push up towards 686, which we could not break out. From 686, sellers started to step in. We started to reverse our way back down to the downside and started pulling our way from 686 back on down to the 680s. So I did catch the 686 down to the 682s because it was a Friday. I was using a 0 DTE. I got in and got out because I knew that was really risky, because due to the fact that buyers could be stepping out of those contracts, and me not being able to sell it to the next buyer. So I was able to get in, get out, and be done with that trade. So I did have to wait for the second half and catching the back end of that move towards the downside from 686 back down to the 682s, down to 680s. So if y'all realize, guys, look at the pattern that we made. Week before last, we did get a bounce post-market Thursdays right around that 670 level. We got that nice move going into Fridays into Mondays. And if you notice, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all we did, guys, was range. We ranged from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then to Thursday, we got that nice flush from the upside back down to the downside, thus creating an inverted cup and handle pattern. Friday, the main top that we talked about was 686. So as we was crossing over from the first half of the market to the second half of the market, we still cannot get our way above what price point? 686. So 686 became that top, going from 686 back down to the 682s, down into the 680s. So you can definitely see where we went from buyers back down to sellers real quick. You can clearly see the setup right here. Inverted cup and handle pattern right here as we ended up on Friday. Friday wound up being the handle of that pattern, and we got that nice pullback down to the downside. Now, as we're going into next week, the question is, can we continue the downtrend all the way back down towards the 678s, 676s, and so forth? We will come back down to these lower key areas, or could buyers maintain 680 and start to push our way back up to the upside of 684s, back up to 686? So that's going to be the $1 million questions. Will we see that liquidity sweep where buyers can step back in and push our way back up to the upside? So we can see it from a 2 case point scenario, and I'll draw it out for those who cannot see it. So let me go ahead and do this real quick, guys. All right. So as long as those buyers can hold and stay above that 680 level, we can push our way back up to the 682s, up to the 684s to 686 levels where we got rejected for that move on Friday. So if buyers are going to step back in, we want to see a break above the 686, back up towards the 688s, up to 690 levels, where we can see a nice reversal back up to the upside and going back up towards those higher days. That'll be for the long side, where we can push our way back up to the higher day levels and so forth. However, on the short side, we have to look at it from both standpoints, guys. You have to look at it from both standpoints. If we cannot get back above 686, that's going to remain resistance, where the next key level that I can see from this point on is 684s. Go up toward the 684s, 685s, and start to get that nice reversal back to the downside. So I can also see a downtrend standpoint from here as well, where we could continue that downtrend back down to these low key areas right here. You can clearly see that right around the 672s down to the 670s itself, where we had this nice little bounce in post market back up to the upside. So let me ask you guys this, chat. As we go into next week, what do you think how are we gonna set ourselves up going into next week? Do you think that we can hold that 680 levels back up towards the 684, 686? Or do you think we will continue the downtrend from Thursday setup, Wednesdays to Thursdays into Fridays, where we will continue the downtrend on down towards the lower key areas underneath 680s, down to the 687s, to the 676 and so forth? So, what do you guys think that's going to be holding up, setting up for next week? What do you guys thought process? I'm gonna tell you what I think, or how I feel. I think that we may see more downside than upside. I think so, and I'm gonna tell you why I think we may see more downside than upside. Also based off the weekly time frame, because if we go to the weekly time frame on SPY, we have closed red on the week. So we go back a little bit. Remember, how long have I been talking to you guys about this trend line that we cannot stay above? We cannot hold it. Because you gotta keep in mind, guys, these are weekly candles, Monday through Fridays. So that means that this week that just passed, we have failed to stay above that trend line and started to pull our way back down towards the downside. And keep in mind, now we're underneath the 13 EMA. So now that's putting us in a possible area of 670s, 660s, even possibly down to the 650 levels itself, where we can go from the 13 EMA possibly back down towards the 50 SMA. But we do have this level here that's going to be around 650, 660. We're going to watch these key levels. But keep in mind, that resistance is still holding up as it did in 2021 to 2022. If we go back a little bit, look right here. When we crossed over from 2021 and 2022, what happened? We had a bearish market for the year 2022. When we went from this red trend line all the way back down to the green trend line, which we bounced, created an inverted, not inverted, but created a cup and handle pattern from 460s to 480s, and we created new highs. And we ran up to what price point? Towards that 613 level. And then from 613, what happened? You pulled all the way back down to what? 480. From 480, remember, 480 was that old level from 2021 to 2022. So we go back a little bit, you can clearly see we went from 613s all the way back down towards that 680. 680, again, old resistance now being possible support. All we did was reverse that play back up to the upside, which created a what? New high day. So we wind up creating this new range here, breaking above 613 and been running up ever since. But what's in the way of that? That trend line. Because notice that every time we hit that trend line, we pull back. Trend line, we pull back. Trend line, we pull back. Last time we had this issue was in what? 2021, 2022. That caused that massive pullback on downward, which we had a massive bear market. So notice we are still unable to cross above the what? That red trend line. So now it's looking a little bit weaker. And now we're finally falling back underneath what? We're falling back underneath the 13 EMA, guys. We're falling right back underneath the 13 EMA. Because again, look how this week closed out. We closed out underneath the 13 EMA from Monday through Friday. Now looking like we can see a little bit more downside. So the way this candle is closing out on the weekly, we could be pulling back down towards the 680s, down into the 670 levels itself. So the way that the market is turning right now, we could be seeing a little bit more pullback. So that's the only thing that concerns me is every week we cannot stay above this red trend line, which is holding up as a huge resistance level that we cannot stay above. Every single week we fail to stay above that key level. If you notice that, and we fail to stay above that trend line area. So I'm asking you guys this, chat, not just me. As we go into next week, Monday through Friday, what do you think, or how do you think we're going to perform going into next week? Do you think that buyers can, stay above that 680 level and start to reverse our way back up towards the 84s and 86? Or do you think we're going to get a continuation sell-off towards the downside, towards the 670s down to the 660s? What do you guys think? I'm just asking you guys this. It's not just my opinion. It's you guys' opinion as well. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to have a continuation sell-off toward the downside, coming back down to these lows, back down this way into next week? Or do you think we will have enough buyers to maintain and stay above 680 and start to slowly move our way back up to the upside? So if you notice, and there were two different ways to look at this too, and I'm going to go into it. See, this is based off the 1 hour time frame. See, 1 hour is trying to hold that, it's trying to maintain the uptrend. It's trying to maintain the uptrend. But I definitely see a lot more weakness because we are building lower highs versus higher lows. And this is off a 1 hour time frame. If we go back to my 15-minute time frame real quick, you can clearly see, where's my 15-minute time frame? We go back a little bit, we crack the trend line. So if we go from here, let's start from these bottoms. Let's go ahead and make a new trend line right here. Watch this. If we go from these bottoms, come on trend line, come on. If we go from these trend lines, why is my trend line not popping up? I'm gonna start from right here. If you notice, what did we do? See that? We went from this trend line, we bounced, but then notice we cracked on that Thursday underneath that 694 and started to pull our way back on down. You notice that? That trend line couldn't hold. Look at Thursday. Look at Thursday's level. Let me take these off real quick. Notice this trend line real quick. Let me take this off. Let me go ahead and remove this real fast and remove this one. And you can clearly see at one point we were upholding the trend line. You notice that? Come down to that trend line, we bounce. Come down to this trend line, we bounce. Come down to this trend line, we bounce. But then notice going into Thursday, what happened? We wound up reversing. We wound up cracking that trend line, now going into a downtrend setup and creating lower lows. So if you notice that, we did uphold an uptrend at one point, but then we wound up cracking that uptrend, now going into a downtrend. You went from the bullish side of things to now the bearish side of things. So now we have to add the trend line setup that we have right in front of us. Is what, right here and right here. So now we have to do away with this trend line because we're no longer on top of it. Excuse me. And now look what's happening. Now we're creating a downtrend versus an uptrend. So as I asked you guys this, chat, what do you guys think that's going to happen going into next week? Do you think these buys can maintain 680 and start to slowly move our way up towards the 682s, 684s, up to 686? Or do you think we could be continuing our downtrend toward the downside underneath 680s, down into the 678s, down into the 67, down damn near 676s, where we had these lower key areas here? So do you guys think that we can hold and go back up? Or do you think we can find our way back down to these low key areas right here? So what do you guys think? I'm asking you guys this. What do you guys think? What is your idea? What is your thought process? Now, like I said, the reason why I still think bearish is because we are underneath the 200-day moving average, even on the 15-minute time frame. Because you can see how we stayed on top of the 200-day, we bounced off of the 200 and ran by our way back up towards the, the 695s and so forth. But notice what happened Thursday. We wound up cracking the 200-day moving average, going from the bullish side of things to now the bearish side of things. And not just that, also creating a what? Inverted cup and handle pattern, which is creating what? Lower highs versus higher lows. So as we're looking at this chart setup, guys, what do you think how we're going to set up going into next week? Do you think buyers can maintain 680s and start to reverse and go for the move back up to the upside? Or do you guys think we will crack 680 in due time and start to fall back into the 670s? So what do you guys think at this time? What do you guys think? Do you think we will continue this downtrend until next week? Or do you think buyers will hold 680s and start to reverse and move our way back up to the upside? What do you guys think? I'm gonna ask you guys this. What are your thought processes? What do you think is gonna take place going into next week? We don't have a lot of like real major data, economic data coming out, and even earnings to really give that market the boost that we need. But what do you guys think going into next week on how we're gonna properly prepare ourselves Monday through Friday? Above 680s, back above the 682, 684s to 686? Or do you think we're gonna crack 680s back into the 670s? What do you guys think? You think we will continue the downtrend? Or do you think we will reverse and go back into somewhat of an uptrend? What do you guys think? What is your thought processes at this time? What do you guys think? I want to ask you guys this at this moment. What do you guys think? Based on what you see right here and going from an uptrend to now a downtrend situation, what do you guys think? Do you think we will have enough buyers to overpower the sellers and push our way back up to the upside towards the 684, 686? And so forth? Or do you think that sellers may overpower the buyers and we'll get that continuation sell off to the downside and back down into the 670s? So what do you guys think? What you guys think? I'm gonna ask you guys this. And another way how you could have traded Friday is once we ran up, for those who, I know we was catching a lot of hell Friday, a lot of contracts was being messed up. You wasn't getting the profits that you was trying to obtain. But if you notice the movement from 680s, buyers had control until we crossed over to the second half of the market. Sellers stepped in underneath 686, from 686 all the way back down to the 680s. And you can see right here where we bounced at 680s. So you had a $6 push and also a $6 drop. So that created a inverted cup pattern on a Friday within itself. So not only on a 1 hour time frame we can see an inverted cup, you can also see an inverted cup on Friday's time frame. So it still looks a little, and I'm just gonna be honest on what I think. It still looks a little weak to me. I still think that we may get a little bit of more pullback down into some demand zones until we get that nice move back to the upside. I think that me personally, I'm thinking for myself and not thinking for nobody else. I think that we may see a little bit more pullback coming before we get that nice bounce back to the upside. So I think we may pull back down even lower. But what do you guys think? My thing is, can you go against my thought processes and convince me that, buyers can step back in, we'll stay above 680s, move our way back up to the 682s, 684s up to 686? I want you guys to convince me. And again, I'm just being 110% honest with you guys on what I see right in front of me. I see right here we went from buyers of Friday. This is Friday's intraday. From buyers up towards that 686. And then for the second half of the market, from 686 back on down to the 680s. So, again, me personally, I think that we may see a little bit more downside before the upside steps in, before the true buyers really step back in, before we get that good liquidity sweep and move our way back up to the upside. That is what I think. That is my thought process for me thinking. But what do you guys think? Don't go off of what I'm saying or what I'm thinking. I want you guys to tell me what you guys are thinking. What will be the best opportunities starting off with next week? Do you think that we could get that bounce back up to the upside or retesting, Friday's levels? Or do you think we could get that, that continuation sell-off? What you guys think? I want you guys to be 110% honest with me, because I'm always honest with y'all. What do you guys think? I'm looking at every different time frames. Now, the ones that I primarily use is a 1 hour, a 15, and a 5. So from all three, and not just that, the weekly is all still pointing to me downward. I'm just gonna be honest, it's still all pointing downward. 15-minute time frame is showing me somewhat of a downtrend. Where we could, again, if those buys can stay underneath that 82s back down to the 80s, where we could get that pull back down to these low key areas back down this way. I'm just gonna be honest on what I see. That's what I see. But we'll keep it on watch and see. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow is gonna be Washington's birthday. It's gonna be President's Day for the 16th. So I will be keeping on watch to see if the market is still going to open. From what it's showing me on the calendars, that the market is supposed to be closed. Because normally when it's closed, it's supposed to, normally what it does is it skips that day that we do have a certain day off, where it goes into the next trading day. But it's still showing Monday. So that's why I'm going to just keep my eyes peeled going into Monday to see if it's going to have some type of effect on the market Monday, if it is open. Going into Tuesdays. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled to see where we go from here. But other than that, guys, do y'all see anything else? And I can also bring over my Tesla, Apple, and them, so you guys can see this on how we're setting up going to next week as well on these companies. I'm gonna use I think these are 1 hour time frame too as well. Let me take a look at these on the 1 hour. Let's see how we're looking on these bad boys from Meta, Tesla, Apple, AMD, Google, and Nvidia. Right here with Apple, I see a downtrend setup. You can clearly see a downtrend setup underneath that 640s back down. That's what it looks like so far from me. Tesla, that's still looking downtrendish as well. I mean, I do have a downtrend setup on this bad boy. You clearly see that it's still looking a little bit bearish. Let's see what Apple's looking like. Apple, look at this inverted cup. Look at this. Look at this inverted cup, guys. From the 280s that we couldn't hold all the way back down into the 250, 260 levels. I mean, my thing is, by looking at what I'm showing you so far, Meta, Tesla, Apple, does that look bullish to you? So far, it looks very bearish. It looks very bearish to me. I mean, look at this. AMD, that looks bearish. That looks like a downtrend setup still presenting itself. Google, that still looks downtrendish presenting itself. Nvidia, that looks like an inverted cup as well. I mean, it's all showing clear signs of weakness. They're showing clear signs of bearishness. I mean, you fell underneath the 200-day on Nvidia. You're underneath the 200 on Google, AMD, Meta. Tesla's trying to hold for dear life. We're underneath it on Apple. So to me, everything is still pointing bearishness. Like I'm still seeing weakness at this time. And like I said, if we go to the weekly time frame on SPY, that's still indicating a little bit of bearishness to me, because you're underneath the 13 EMA. This is how we closed out for Friday. You closed underneath the 13 EMA, right down towards the areas of 82s, to the 80s of 82s on SPY. So to me, it's still looking a little bit bearish to me. It's still looking a little bit bearish, where we could still possibly pull back down to the downside, especially if we get that crack underneath 680s down into the 670s. So I'm just being 110% honest with you guys. That's what I see with what the market is telling me and what these charts are telling me. I mean, like I said, look on the 15-minute time frame. You went from an uptrend to now a possible downtrend. And like I said, even if I take this price point and go up, look at this. You went from an uptrend where you bounced, now cracking this uptrend, now going to a transition of a downtrend. It's still showing a little bit of weakness to me. So I'm just being 110% honest on what I see, on what the market is telling me. I mean, look at this. Friday, That's the inverted cup, guys. This is inverted. Inverted cup showing weakness. We could not hold 686. You fell back down to the 684s, 683s, down into the 682s. Now 682 is being a ceiling, and your 200-day moving average is sitting right around 682s, and this looks like a possible continuation downtrend. I'm just gonna be 110% honest with you. Now could buy step back in. We're gonna have to have a hell of a push to get back above the 82s to 84s to retest these 686 levels where we retracted at and fell back underneath 686 back on down on Friday. So again, it's not about me. So guys, I need you to stop being quiet right now. I need you to be honest with me. What are your guys' thought processes on next week? It's not, again, your account is not my account. What do you think is the best opportunities for you? So I want you guys to speak to me from your standpoint of what you guys think. Again, no answer is a stupid answer. We're here to work together as a team. I'm here to work with you guys. Versus you gonna pay all this top-notch money to pay for all this other stuff. I'm trying to break this down to you as easy and simple as possible, guys. What are you guys' thought processes on how the way we perform this week going into next week? What do you guys see based off of your chart and what you see? Do you see a possible continuation downtrend? Or do you see some type of sign where buyers can step back in and reverse back to the upsides? 82s, 84s, 86, and so forth. What do you guys see? Let me know. What do you guys see on your end? Not just on what I'm saying, what I see. What do you guys see on your end? Let me know. I'm trying to help you guys out as much as possible. I know it's Sunday. I know it's the weekend. I know a lot of people are eating out and so forth, and nothing is wrong with that, Taylor, Chinese New Year slow things down this week since the market. And Taylor, thank you so much for coming in and being a voice of reason. Queen, I thank you so much for that, man. I definitely appreciate you. For somebody having a voice of reason and stepping in, because I'm trying to help people as much as I can. So, Queen, Taylor, thank you so much, man. I thank you so much. I thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you, Taylor. Thank you so much for having a voice of reason. I also see a slowdown too. Like I said, we do have President's Day tomorrow on the 16th, which I do think we may see somewhat of a slowdown. And I agree with you 110% that I do see a little bit more downside than upside. And as of now, I'm not saying that we can't reverse in due time, but as of now, the way we are setting up, and again, Taylor, this is my 15-minute time frame without the post market and without the pre market. So after Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we did range, but then we started to show signs of slowness that we would go from buyers into sellers. Where we're going from an uptrend now into a downtrend when the market is starting to slow down, and I agree with you 110% that I do see a little bit of slowness that's setting up at this time. That I do think that we may get a little bit more pullback than we, on the bearish side than bullish. So I agree with you 110%. But I will keep my eyes peeled around that 680 level, because you got to keep in mind, guys, the market moving bracket, especially with SPY. The goal of the sellers is to kick the buyers out of the 680s back into the 670s. And what is that creating, guys? That is creating lower highs. You're going from the 690s now into the 680s. From the 680s, and you already know what sellers' goal is, to go in now into the 670s. And if you notice, you're losing value, not gaining value, because you're going from 690s, 680s, possibly down into the 670s. So you got to keep that in mind. Shout out to shout out to Taylor for coming in and being a voice of reason. And again, if you look at this setup that I have on my 15-minute time frame, you can clearly see an inverted cup and handle pattern, which is showing signs of what? Not higher lows, but lower highs. That's showing weakness. That's showing signs of weakness. That's still showing signs of bearishness. Because again, we could not stay above or hold right around the 696. So now we went from the 690s down into the 680s. Fridays, we went up as high as 686. We couldn't hold, right? Bears started to step in towards the second half of the market. Because like I told you guys, I know a lot of traders that you look or that you watch is not going to break or tell you these things. But I'm going to tell you, as I told you before, you have to look at the market as a college basketball game. What do we have in basketball? College basketball games? We have halves, right? You have a first half and you have a second half, right? Based on how the first half is performing, we want to see on how the second half is going to perform, right? So Friday, we went from the 680s to the 686. That was the first half of the market. So that was from 9:30 to 11:30 to 12 o'clock, right? As we was crossing over from lunch hours to now the second half of the market, what was the area that we couldn't stay above? 686. And you can clearly see is based off of this 15-minute time frame, 686 can hold. We went from buyers to then now sellers. First half was buyers, second half was sellers, which created a what? An inverted cup, guys. Pay close attention to what's right in front of you. Don't overlook these things. The market is telling you what it's doing. So even from week before last, look at the pattern, guys. This was dated from last Thursday before last. That was marked for the 5th. Look at this pattern, guys. This is an inverted cup going into this week. You can clearly see that. Look at this. Instead of gaining value, you lost value all the way back down to these low key areas. You have an inverted cup and handle pattern that's still showing signs of weakness, guys. So all I'm trying to do with you guys is show you how to just look at the market in a more simpler form without overcomplicating anything. That's it. I'm not telling you what to do, but what I'm trying to do is trying to help you see things that you may have overlooked. Because let me ask you guys this, before I said anything, how many, and don't even lie to me, tell the truth, shame the devil, how many saw an inverted cup and handle pattern before I said anything? How many saw it? How many saw the cup, inverted cup, before we started to create the handle? How many saw it? Tell it, did you see it, Queen, before I said anything? Did you see that pattern before I said a word? How many saw it? This is only on a 15-minute time frame. If I go to a 1 hour time frame, you can also see it as well. Let me go to my where's my 1 hour time frame? I do apologize. That's the wrong time frame on this one. Where's my 1 hour? 1 hour, 1 hour. Let me move this one out the way real quick, and let me go to a 1 hour. Even the 1 hour spoke to you. Yeah, what? Right here, 1 hour. And go back a little bit. Look right here, clear as day. 1 hour time frame clearly shows you an inverted because we couldn't hold these gains. We couldn't stay above these levels. We couldn't stay above the 696. We couldn't stay above the 694s. So think about it. Look at this pattern that's right in front of you guys. After this dump on off, that was your cup. And then from the cup, you then now what? Created a handle. Handle was right around 686 because if you notice on Friday, yes, we went from 680s up to the 686, but we can never break 686. We can never stay on top of 686. So at the first half of the market, we stopped at 686. Second half of the market, we started right at the top of 686, which we couldn't break, and we wound up reversing our way right back on down towards what? The 680, thus creating another cup. Yeah, no. Nothing wrong. No. Nothing wrong with you being at work. But I want you guys to slowly see the patterns because it's a lot of traders, and Taylor, you can agree to this. There's a lot of traders that they're trading day by day, you know, but they're not seeing the true pattern of what the market is trying to tell them. Because again, if you would take this whole entire pattern and look from Monday, Tuesday of this week into Wednesday, you can clearly see we range, but we can never get back above the 686 to 688. We wind up falling our way back on down, creating a what? Lower high. So if you take Wednesday's high into Thursday highs, I mean, just off of that alone, what did it create? A lower high. So if we just take this, and this is off my 1 hour time frame, and we create a new time frame, new line, look what it's creating, guys. It's creating a lower high build. So look very closely right here from Wednesday even into Thursday. Let me I'm trying to fix it as best as I can. Let me fix it. So notice that, guys. Look, from Wednesday's highs to Thursday's highs, because normally what needs to happen if we are looking towards the upside, we need to do what? Create higher lows. Thursday could not get back above Wednesday's high, right? You started to fall and lose value. That thus creating a what? Lower high. So you went from Wednesday's highs to Thursday's lower high that now created a nice sell-off and creating an even lower level. So if y'all notice that, all it did was create a cup, inverted cup, and handle pattern right there in front of you guys. So once you start to identify yourself with these setups, guys, I promise you, man, you can make trading so much simpler for yourself. I promise you. All right, guys, let me run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Tell if you want to break anything down real quick. If you see anything, Queen, just go ahead and break things down. Let me run to the restroom real quick, and we'll continue on this. How to identify ourselves on these setups. And I'll be right back, guys. Thank y'all so much for your time and your patience. Thank y'all so much for joining in and supporting me. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let me run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Peace. Yeah, guys, I'm back. I do apologize. I'm back. But yeah, what you have to understand, guys, is not stop. And this is for some of you traders. Stop focusing on one day. One day don't mean. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Excuse my language. One day don't mean shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You gotta look at the full entire week, Monday through Friday. As I always tell you guys, Monday sets the tone. Friday sets the standards. So you always gotta figure out as we go from one week to the next week. How are we setting up? Are we setting up for a continuation uptrend? Are we setting up for a continuation downtrend? Are we ranging? And notice this, guys, from week to week, you're always going to create some type of pattern. Monday through Friday is always going to create some type of pattern. So it's not just based off of one day. It's based off of all 5 days all together, guys. Monday through Friday. That's why we have weekly candles. Monday through Friday to see on how we're going to perform. Or, if we are into like the week that we was in, was we going to outperform the following week? Now that we got this week set up, which we know that we have a lot more bearishness and a lot more weakness, now we have to ask ourselves going into the new week, are we going to outperform this week? Can we move our way back up? Can we take out the 84s? Can we take out the 86s and move our way back up towards the 690 levels? Or will we continue a downtrend that started this week going into next week, right? Because you gotta think about it. This is right here, Monday. Remember, this was this week that just passed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What happened? We couldn't get back above those Wednesday's highs going to Thursday. What happened? We wound up getting weaker. We wound up going from this Wednesday high to now a lower high on Thursday, showing signs of weakness, right? Because if the bulls had control and we have more bullish volatility, what should have happened on Thursday, which we should have ran up, continued to break above that 695, 696, and move our way back up towards the 697s up to 698, which would have created a U-shaped pattern. That would have created us, that would have gave us a pass or an access to going towards that continuation uptrend. Because if you notice, that would have got us back above that trend line. But what happened? We started showing more signs of weakness than more signs of strength. So that's showing you from Wednesday to Thursday, you wind up getting a nice pullback. And from Thursday to Friday, you created even a lower high level. Look from the Thursday's drop into Friday's setup. We couldn't even get above 686. So think about it. Now we know 686 gonna hold up as a brick wall going into next week, right? because Friday's problem is going to be next week's problem until we can break above that key level. So think about it. Think about those levels, guys. Let me see. Any insight? Okay, I got you, Queen. I got you. That's silver. Yeah. Let me take a look at it. Let me take a quick look at it. Let me see what we got. I mean, even with that, I mean, showing still. I mean, if you take, let's see, this is a 15-minute time frame. I mean, that's showing a little bit of weakness right now. Look at this right here, Queen. You got a huge downtrend setup. Look at this. From what day was this? From January, the end of January. If you notice that, we got a downtrend setup. So that means that, in other words, if we want to see that nice upside teller, that means that we need to break out of this downtrend setup. So that means that we need to get above the 74, 75 levels to get that push back up to the upsides of 80 and so forth. So you can clearly see the range that's right in front of you. So you clearly see the pattern that's right in front of you. And you know where we need to break in order to see that nice movement back to the upside. So if you go back a little bit and look at this. Look at the setup. From the highs that we had of 110, you've been on a bearish, kind of somewhat of a bearish rally ever since. From January, the end of January, going into February, we've been fading. It's been a sell-off ever since. Look at this. It's been showing clear signs of weakness. So that means that we need to definitely get that break above the uptrend and also that 200-day moving average. Let me go ahead and highlight it in yellow, Queen. So we definitely want to get that break above. See right here where that 200-day moving average is sitting at. See, you held at one point. You bounced, but then you fell right underneath the 200-day moving average Thursday and Friday. That's showing weakness at this time. That's definitely showing signs of weakness. So in order for us to have that strength, teller, we definitely need to get above that 674 to 675 to break us out of this downtrend where we can start to now see the transition where we're going from the 676s, 678s, and slowly move our way back up to the 680. I'm sorry, I'm saying 676. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about SPY. Sorry. The 75s, the 76s, back up to the 80 levels. So the goal is to break out of the downtrend. In order for us to break out of the downtrend, we need the 675s, 676. 76. I keep saying, I'm thinking about SPY. I'm so sorry. 76. Where we're starting to go for a nice transition. Let me, I'll draw it out to you too. Because I'm thinking of SPY. That's how much you know I study SPY like crazy, because that number stays stuck in my head. Sorry about that. So, okay. What needs to happen with silver? Right here, you can see the 200-day moving average. That can act as a strong key level. It can act as support. It's a strong indicator. It can also act as a resistance. So knowing that we fell underneath that 200-day moving average, we're going to need buyers to step back on in, reclaim 70s, get back above the 74, 75s, where we can finally break out of this downtrend and start to slowly reverse and take out these old key levels right here. So that means that we need to get back above 78s, back up towards the 80s, where we can finally reverse and go from a downtrend setup now into an uptrend setup. That's for the long side, right? That's what we need. However, if we can't, we have to speak on both standpoints. We got to speak on the short standpoint, and we also have to speak about it on the long standpoint. We just went over the longs. Now we have to go over the shorts. However, if we cannot break back above, sorry about that, Queen. If we cannot break back above these key levels, then I can see continuation sell-off where we will fall right back underneath 70s, down into the 80s, 68s, 66, basically back down to these low key areas here. You can clearly see it. We had these bounces, old bounces, and we cracked that 65s. Yes, you have room to fall back down into the 64s, 62s, even all the way back down to these low key areas. But from what I see right now, what's set up in front of us right now, that you see, that I see, is a what? A downtrend setup at this time. Because every time we hit that downtrend, we can't break above it, we pull back. We test that downtrend, we can't break above it, we pull back. So that's going to create this bearish scenario at this time. We need to get above the 74, 75 in order for us to successfully reverse back to the upside when we can start to see, going from bearish to bullishness. But right now, from what we see right in front of my eyes and your eyes, is what? A downtrend setup. And you can clearly see it right here, Queen. Look at this. This is a downtrend setup. We still are unable to break above this what? Downtrend setup. That's still showing signs of weakness. So that's still showing signs. I mean, even just looking at the chart itself, look at this. Look at this downtrend setup. So let me go to a different time frame. This is a 1 hour time frame, which is clearly stronger than a 30-minute time frame, of course. So this is a 1 hour time frame that's still showing that it's still weak. I mean, look at this. From 110s, you fell all the way back down to the 90s and 80 levels. Then you pulled all the way back down to the 60s. Tried to bounce, but look right here. You got a lot of resistance that's still preventing you from breaking back up towards the upside. And you are underneath the 200-day moving average that's going to act as a strong indicator. Again, being underneath it, that's bearish. So notice, if you take a look right here, Taylor, look right here. When you were above it at one point, right here, that was post-market and pre-market, it acted as support. Notice that. You came down to the 200-day moving average, post-market, you bounce. Pre-market, you bounce. But now look what happened. You cracked the 200-day moving average, now underneath it. So it's no longer being supported. Now it's holding up as resistance. Now it's going to hold up as a ceiling right above your head. So again, Taylor, let me ask you this. By me breaking this down to you, by you looking at this chart, what do you see, Taylor? Do you see more signs of bullishness? Or do you see more signs of bearishness? And anybody else who's looking at SLV, who's looking at silver, what do you see that's right in front of you? That's in front of me, in front of you. What do you see? Do you see more of a bearish opportunity, or do you see more of a bullish opportunity? What do you see, Taylor? What do you see at the time? I mean, again, I can't fix it. I don't control the market. I'm just going by what the market is telling us. By looking at my chart, what do you see at this time, Queen? What do you see? Is it a bullish opportunity or a bearish opportunity? I mean, can you bounce from the 670s up towards, the 670? I keep saying 6. God dang it. Can you see a bounce from the 70s towards the 74s? Yeah. I mean, you got room to bounce back up to retest, but exactly, bearishness. Exactly, because you see what I see. So, I mean, do you have room to bounce from the 70s to the 74s? Yeah, of course. You got room to, you got room to make to go for a quick scalp. Yeah. You got room to bounce off of the 70s back up to the 74s, but keep in mind, you're going to have a lot more resistance than you're going to have support. So, you got room to make money on the upside momentarily. Pretty much a $4 push from the 70s up to the, towards the 74s. Yeah. To see can we test these areas, to see can buyers break above it. But we know where resistance is going to lie at. So we go back a little bit, and again, I'm trying to break down as much detail as possible, Taylor. So think about it. Okay, let's go back a little bit. So around at 73.30, we know that was one support. 70, what was it? 72.50 to 73.30. So we know they held up as support at one point because you held up on it. But now look, you turn support now into resistance. So you got to think about the psychology behind it. So if buyers can step in, yes, you got room to run back up to testing it, but we don't know if we're gonna break out just yet. So let me draw the little lines. You already know how I do, Taylor. I got you on that, Queen. I got you. Okay, let's take a deeper dive. So if buyers can hold right around that 70, yes, you have room to test back up towards the 72s, up towards that, close towards the 70, 73, 70 to 74 level. But question is, can you break out towards this level right here, right? What was once support now can turn into possible resistance. So you got to think about it. It's a little bit more bearishness than bullishness at this time. So it all depends on how you look at it. So think about it. When you ran up towards that level, what happened? You got rejected, came back on down. You ran up to it, got rejected, came back on down. But you do have room to bounce off this level here, back up towards these two key levels here. From this, what was this? Around 71.70 to 72s, back up towards these levels here. But I do see a lot more downside than upside at this moment. That's what I do see. I do see a lot more bearishness than bullishness. So even on the real-time time frame, you clearly see that you have a huge downtrend, and again, you're underneath this level. So again, Taylor, always remember, you got to treat your trend lines as a borderline that separates you from bears and bulls, right? Underneath that purple trend line, again, sell a step in. Underneath that trend line, sell a step in. Underneath that trend line, sell a step in. Underneath that trend line, sell a step in, because those sellers are preventing buyers from breaking above that trend line. So think about it. It's a little bit more bearishness than bullishness. So I'm just being honest with you on what I see. In order for us to reverse, we're gonna need to get back above that 200-day moving average and get above that 73.30. So what we want to see, 74s, 75s, 76. We want to get that nice reversal back up to the upside to get our way back up towards these high days right here. When we'll finally break out of that downtrend, now transitioning over to an uptrend. That's what we want to see. But right now, as of now, I'm just speaking on reality. I'm just speaking on what I see and what you guys see on my screen. That we're in that bearish setup right now because we are unable to stay above that trend line. You break above that trend line, you reverse, come right back on down. You test that trend line, you reverse, come right back on down. Trend line, reverse, come right back on. So we know we have a strong bearish sentiment at this time. We have a lot more sellers than buyers, and it still look like it still wants to curl back down. It still looks a little weak because I don't see a U shape at this time. I don't see a reversal setting up at this time. I see a lot more bearishness than anything because it seems like every time you run up, you come right back on down. You run up, you come right back on down. So I see a lot more bearishness than bullishness. I see in a way with silver or SLV, I see a potential. Still see an inverted cup that can still be setting up if those sellers continue to keep hammering those buys back down to the downside. So I'm gonna show you what I see right now. I'm gonna show you what I see. I still see an inverted cup. I mean, even if I minimize it, you can still see it. So let me go to my drawing real quick. I see a still bearish. It's still the bear still has a lot of leverage versus the bulls. So I still see this inverted cup. Look right here, Taylor. Look right here. I see an inverted cup still setting up. See that? I still see this. See, you're building a what? Lower highs and higher lows. If the buyers are going to step in, we need to break back this way where we can create lower highs and reverse. Now you see it? How you can see it from both standpoints? So if buyers were to step in, we need to see 74s, 75s up to 76 where we can successfully reverse. Now, from a bearish standpoint, I still see an inverted cup and handle pattern, which is still creating lower highs versus higher lows. See, all your buyers are all the way back down these key levels here. This is where I see buyers could possibly hold. That's going to be around 60. So I still see a bearish sentiment. I still see a little bit of bearishness where it looked like an inverted cup still. I mean, I know it's ugly, but I still see an inverted cup that's still possibly setting up going into next week. See? Okay, see how you got a cup? See right here? You can still see a little bit of cup. And the reason why I'm saying it is because you cannot hold your gains. Because every time you go up, you pull back. You go up, you pull back. And I'm seeing it right here from here to here. I'm seeing a lower high versus higher lows. So I'm still seeing weakness versus strength. Just doing some charting to see you on how just... Fee, what's up, boss? Man, thank you, man. Let me get some love to one of my goats, man. This is one of my brothers from another mother, man. Shout out to y'all. Get some love for Fever, man. Y'all get some love for Fever. Again, JTraedz to everybody who came in. Fever. I'm going in the wrong thing. I'm going to apologize. I gotta go close. I do apologize. I'm going to the wrong thing. JTraedz and W Mods. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, tell her, no problem at all. This is what I'm here for. Like I said, we got some downtime. I'm here to help you guys with whatever. So, based off of what we see, what me and you see at the time, right? What I'm seeing on the chart is the same thing you're seeing on the chart too, right, Taylor? So, what do we see together, right? We seen that we ran as high as 110, and right now we have a downtrend setup right in front of us that look like it's still creating lower highs. That it does look like it's still creating somewhat of an inverted cup, right? So, that's what we see right in front of us. We know if we want to see a reversal, we know that we need to get it back above what price points, Taylor? We know we need to get back above 74. We need to get above 75 to 76 because we want to break out of this downtrend, get back above that 200-day moving average that's sitting right around 73.30. So you can see right here, right where that yellow indicator is at, right around 73.30, because we want to turn that indicator from resistance into support. So right now we're underneath it, right? So that means that that's benefiting the bears versus benefiting the bulls. Because we can see when you're on top of that indicator or that 200-day moving average, it benefits the bulls. Look how we continuously go up. We go up, we go up, we go up. Now look how it benefits the bears when you're underneath it. See that? Resistance, resistance, resistance. So we know what levels that we need to get above in order to create that successful reversal, Taylor. So we know we need to get above 74, 75 to 76. We know we need to get that successful reversal back on up towards the upside. But at this moment, at this time, we know that we have a downtrend right in front of us, just like we just seen on SPY. So even if we go on SPY setup, so we already got the setup already. Let me go ahead and save this too. So let me save this for the 1 hour. Let me go ahead and save this for 1 hour. I got you on silver. So let me go ahead and take off the old one. Real quick off this 1 hour time frame. Let me take off the old one, and I'm gonna put it for the new one. So let me delete the old one, right? And let me set it for the new one. So I'm gonna save this. I got you, Teller. And I'm gonna save it for 1 hour time frame. So we'll look at this together going into next week. So I got you. All right, Fever. What we looking at, boss? What are you looking at going into next week? So far for right now, I see downtrend-ish, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I mean, look at SPY. Look at this. This is a 1 hour time frame on SPY. And what the SPY represents? An inverted cup and handle. Because we cannot get back above those highs. Think about it. The highs that we got on Friday, 686. 686 was the handle. You already got the cup that already formed here, where we came all the way back down. And then Friday, pre-market, we bounced from pre-market of 680s. We ran up as high as 686. That created the handle back on down. I see a lot more bearishness at this time than bullishness. And even with SPY, you are underneath the 200-day moving average. So it doesn't look bullish to me. It looks a lot more bearish to me. So Fever, what we got, boss? What we looking at, man? Anything you already know? Bring up anything, boss. Let's break it down, boss. Let's go. So now that we got some downtime, guys, anything you guys want to bring up, I don't care what stock. Penny stock, blue chip stock, whatever. Let's break it down together to figure out on how we're going to set ourselves up going into next week. So right now we see bearishness on SPY. We see bearishness on SLV. I mean, we also took a look at all the other stocks as far as Tesla, Apple, Amazon, that all still looks weak as well. So let me bring it up one more time. We also looked at these bad boys that also indicated bearishness. I mean, we saw it. Even if I bring this back up again, even on a 1 hour time frame from Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, AMD, look at this. Go back a little bit. Downtrend. Tesla. Look at this. From the 435s. Remember I told you 435 is gonna be key. And not until we get back above the 435. I'll put it like this. If you are looking at Tesla, the main key that we need to get back above with Tesla to reverse this bad boy to go from bearish to bullishness, I'm telling you right now, keep that locked in. For anybody who's watching Tesla right now, I'm telling you, guys, I'll put this on everything that I love. Your key, 435. I'm telling you, that is going to and I'm gonna go into Tesla and break that down even further on why that's going to be important. But I'm telling you, that is going to be your key on Tesla. But right now, even with Tesla, downtrend. Even with Apple, downtrend. AMD, downtrend. Google, downtrend. Nvidia, inverted cup, downtrend, still showing signs of bearishness. Guys, looking at any of these stocks, Meta, Tesla, Apple, AMD, Google, do you see bullishness, or do you see more bearishness? Is the overall market telling you that it's bullish or bearish? From what the market overall is telling me right now, bears have control, guys. It's still getting weak. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you another sign on why I think that. Not just looking at these blue chips. Let's go to SPY's weekly. Remember, Monday through Friday. These candles are weekly. Monday through Friday. Right now, we got our first red candle of this week. We couldn't uphold from the last week before last, and week before that. What are we doing now? We are still representing bearishness. We are still representing weakness. Because why? Remember on how I told you guys, look on how powerful that red trend line is. Fever, you be my witness. Teller, you be my witness. How long have I been talking about this yearly time frame? That trend line is very powerful. From 2021 into 2022, we could not get that breakout above, at that time, we could not break above 480. What happened at 480? Sell off. That created that 2022 bearish market. We wound up pulling down as low as 350, 360. Then we wound up curling our way back up going into 2023. What pattern did that create? A cup and handle pattern. We had to break above 460 up to 480. Once we broke above 480, then we got that successful buying opportunity from 480s all the way up towards 613. That was our new breakout level. That was our new high of day. We finally created a new high right here. Where did we pull back down from after we hit that 613? We pulled back down to what? Your 480s. Your old breakout level from 2021 to 2022. So that means that old resistance turned into what now? Powerful support. And notice, every time we hit that trend line, buy step in. We hit that green trend line, buy step in. We hit that green trend line, buy step in. We hit that green trend line, buy step in. Notice, every time we hit the red trend line, sell a step in. We hit that red trend line, sell a step in. We hit this red trend line, sell a step in. Now that we created these new highs, Jay, what is the next possible areas that we could pull back down to? Now that we finally broke back above that 613 level, we went up, 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 up. Before we come back down to the 613, what prevented us from hitting that? 650. So you got to think about it where we at right now, guys. We still are unable to break up towards towards 700s. We're still unable to uphold 690s. So if you notice, we're starting to slowly turn back down. Now your lower key area is going to be around where? 650. So if 650 was to crack, what's going to be the next possible low key areas here? Your old breakout level, which is around 613. So if you notice, guys, and I'll draw it out, and I'm in the fever, I got you, boss. I'm answer your question. I got you. So if you notice, your new breakout zone was right here, 613, right? Because you fell on down towards the 480s, then you rebounded back up towards 613, broke above 613, creating even newer lower, creating new highs, 650s, all the way up towards the 697s. But keep in mind, we still have yet to pull all the way back down towards the 613 to retest, just like we did here before. Think about it, because let me ask you guys this: how many people thought once we broke above 440, 480, we was gonna never see that again? I can guarantee you how many people said that. Man, we ain't gonna never see a 480 ever again. Man, we going towards the moon. You already know how they talk of stock twits. We going towards the moon. We ain't never gonna see these old levels again. What happened? What happened? You got rejected at 613 and you pulled that back down to what? That old area of 480. Use that as support and then right back on up. But how many traders said, man, we ain't never going back down to the 400s. Oh, we going straight up to the moon. We ain't gonna never see that area again. Shit. You went from 613s right back down to this old area that stopped you in 2022. That caused that bearish pullback. Right? Think about it. You came from this level all the way back down to this level. Now, again, now that we have a new area, we haven't yet to pull back down to that area yet. Right? This is your new breakout zone. So we don't have to worry about 480 anymore. Now we got a new breakout area, 613. So we have yet to come back down to retest this. So that means that there's still room to pull back down to that old breakout level. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to pull back down to it right then and there, but you do have room to still pull back down to the 650s where you bounced, and you do have room to pull back down to the 613s where you broke out. So don't forget about those levels. It's always psychological levels you're always going to return back down to. Because again, how many people thought that we was going to never come back down to 480s? And we wound up pulling back down to what? 480. And then from 480s, you went back up to what? 613s. And it created new high days. Psychological levels that repeats itself over and over and over again. But so many people get too caught up in forgetting about old key levels that can still mean something. Think about it. So, let me see what my guy Fever said. Fever said correct. I'm looking at the gap down come market open on Tuesday. Oh yeah, and like I said, Fever, remember, on the weekly time frame, instead of closing up, we actually closed down. So, Friday, we closed underneath the 13 EMA, close towards the lower areas of 680s. So, we do have room to fall back down to this trend line here. That's going to pull us back down towards the 670s, mid 670s, down to the possible 660s, where we can go from that trend line, red trend line, down to this yellow trend line. So, and I agree with you. I started right here from this trend line that we could crack numerous times. I mean, think about it, guys. Look how many times we tested this trend line over and over. Let's count it. Let's count it. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, damn near 9 times, guys. Red trend line we could not stay above. We tried to stay above it, we pull back. Traedz try to stay above it, we pull back. Stay above it, pull back, stay above it. That level itself, guys, is going to hold up as a strong resistance until we can successfully break and hold above that key, hold above that trend line. But again, look at how powerful it is, because look what happened in 2022. Look what happened in 2021. I'm sorry. Look what happened in 2021, 2022. Nope. Go back a little bit. Again, I'm trying to help you guys out as much as possible. Look right here. Why would I lie to y'all? Why would I lie? Think about it. We got rejected at that trend line. We tried testing it, and what happened? You got that nice sell-off, right? All the way down to the green trend line. Then at the green trend line, you got that nice bounce. Then you started to reverse your way back to the upside of that red trend line. So think about it. How long have we been in this trend line, guys? Since what year? Let me go back a little bit. We've been in the same trend line for about, 6, 7 years? Go back a little bit. So ever since we fell under this trend line, we started since 2020, 2021, 2022, from 2022, 2023, from 2023, 2024, 2025, now up to 2026. Notice the rotation. From the bottom of the green trend line, bounce, moved our way up. We got close to the red trend line, but we couldn't break it. Then we pulled back down to what? Green trend line. And then we wound up getting our way up to the what? Finally, the red trend line. Last time we seen that red trend line is in what? 2021, 2022. So you got to think about it psychologically, where sellers may get excited because they see how powerful that level was, where they took advantage of that red trend line and caught that nice pullback. And look where we at. Red trend line, psychological level from here to here, where sellers can take advantage and do what? Pull back, because we have yet to stay above that what? Red trend line. Think about it. Levels that we can pull back down to, 70s, 60s, even all the way back down to the area where we bounced was 650s. And we cracked 650. What's the next level below that? 613, because that's your old what? Breakout level. We don't have to worry about it at this time. We're fall all the way back down to 480. Your new breakout level is where? 613. So getting rejected off of that trend line, you can pull back down to this trend line. That's going to pull you back down to the 670s. From this trend line, you'll pull back down down to the 650s. And then from the 650s down to the what? 613s. Got to think about these psychological levels, guys. How to prepare yourself ahead of time. So this week, we closed out red. We didn't close out green. So we didn't close out strong. We actually closed out weak. So going into next week, Monday, tomorrow, will be, so that means that we'll have to, again, if you're long buyers, that means that you will have to reclaim all these key levels from last week, from lows to highs. So this week that just passed, what was the highs? 677.14s. And what was your lows? 677.50s. So we had up to 697.14s, and then as low as 677.50s. So you got to think about those levels. And again, this week we closed out red, bearish, and you're underneath the 13 EMA, bearish. Got to think about that. Think about it. So prepare yourselves ahead of time. And again, FIBA, me and you talked about this Friday. I told you we had a possible what? Inverted cup and handle pattern. And look at that, guys. Look at the patterns they're setting up. And again, this chart right here is a 15-minute time frame without the post-market and without the pre-market, and still shows a clear sign of a downtrend setup, of an inverted cup and handle pattern setup. And that's on a 15-minute time frame. And that's not including my 1 hour time frame. Think about it. If I put in my 1 hour time frame, it's still gonna show the same exact thing. So 1 hour, SPY, 1 hour. 1 hour, including post-market, including pre-market. Still showing a what? Inverted cup and handle pattern. If I take off this 1 hour and go straight to a 15-minute time frame without the post-market and without the pre-market, just intradays all together, you still got the same exact pattern set up. Inverted what? Cup and handle pattern. Think about it. I look at everything. 1 hour, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, that tell me everything I need to know. Even if you look at Friday setup by itself, without post-market, pre-market, just the movement from here to here, 9:30 to 4 o'clock, you still got an inverted cup. Think about it. So the first half of the market, you remember, you got to look at the market like halves. You got to think about it like a college basketball game. What do you have in the college basketball games? You have halves, right? You have a first half, you have a second half, right? So when it comes down to the stock market, your first half is from 9:30 to 12:30. Think about it. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. 3 hours, right? Okay, that's the first half. Second half, you got to go from 1 to 4. Second half, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's your next 3 hours, right? So that means the first half of the market, 9:30 to 12, you went up. That was bias. As you cross over from lunch hours to the second half of the market, that second half of the market could not outperform the first half tops, which was 686, right? Second half of the market, you went from 686 now back down towards the 680s. You notice the transition? You notice from the first half of the market, you went from 680s towards the 686. From the second half of the market, after lunch, you went from 686 back down to the 680s. Now you see what I mean, guys, when I tell you guys to break your markets in half? Now you get it? Now you get what I'm saying? You got to treat the market like a college basketball game. First half, second half. 9:30 to 12:30. See on how we perform, right? Because what needed to happen, if we wanted to get that continuation uptrend for the second half of the market after lunch, we should have broke above 686 and continue on up. Because now for the second half of the market, you're taking a 686 resistance. Now turn this bad boy into support and getting that continuation push. But you didn't. First half of the market, you ran up as high as 686. And then once we retested at the second half of the market, what still remain resistance? 686. So second half of the market, the first half market's resistance problem became the second half of the market's problem. Now you get it? Now you get what I'm saying when I tell you guys to break your market in half? Now you get it? On how to put yourself in a better position? So right now, let's go to Friday, right? Let's go to Friday's halves. All right. So right here was your split. Going into 1 o'clock, going to the first half, going to the second half of the market, right? 9 o'clock, 9:30 up to roughly 12:30. First half of the market. Bullish. Bam. That was bullish. Look at the movement. You went from 680s up towards 686. That's your first half. 9:30 to 12:30. Remember, 9:30, 10:30, because you got to go by. After 9:30, then you start counting it. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. 3 hours. Then you get a little break, 30 minutes. Now you have to start the second half, because what time does the market close? 4 o'clock, right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's your last 3 hours of the market, right? You got your first 3 halves, and you got your last 3 halves, right? So from 9:30 on up to 12, this is where you stopped at. Boom, 686. Lunch hours kicked in. 1 o'clock, second half of the market could not outperform the first half of the market because we could not get above what? 686. So that means that the first half of the market's resistance problem, right, was the second half of the market resistance problem, 686. If I'm lying, look at the chart. Fever, Ingrid, shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming through too, Ingrid. Fever, tell her, am I lying? If we split this right in half, the first half of the market's resistance area turned into the second half of the market's resistance area. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Split it in half right now. Look right here. Bam. 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 First half. You ran up, right? What was your resistance? 686. First half. Bam. So that means that was bullish. Second half of the market. That resistance remained the second half's resistance. Right here. Right? Second half. You came on down. So you could have used the put opportunity right there. I mean, think about it. Man, people, look at it, boss. Again, like I tell a lot of people, the way the market works, you look at the market like a college basketball game. Because how do we do a college basketball game? It don't go by quarters. It go by halves, right? You got a first half and you got a second half. Your first half of your movement on SPY was up towards 686. Second half, challenge 686, right back on down. First half, second half. Look on how you could have took it. What I'm saying is, if guys, say this, you would got exhausted. You would got tired. Oh man, it's already moving up. Oh man, I missed the first part of the move. Now you see guys on what we talk about. If you miss the front end of the move, you catch the back end of the move, right? If you miss the front end, you catch the back end. Correct? So if you missed it on up, and if that area remains resistance, now you play it back on down. Because think about it. And Fever, tell me if y'all agree with me, guys. Ingrid, tell me if you agree. We started where? Right here, right? On up. Where did we end? Same key area on Friday. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, boss. You started from the 680s on up. Then you started on up, right back down to where you started at on Friday. So if you missed that move up towards the upside for the first half of the market, right? Lunch hours rolls in, second half of the market kicks in. All you gotta do is catch now instead of the upside, knowing that we couldn't break above 686. Back down to the downside to right where you started. Look at this. Look how you went from bottoms to tops, from tops all the way. Look how easy that was. Patience. After you noticed that we could not break 686 and 686 remained resistance, the buyers got tired. More sellers kicked in because they realized that 686 couldn't break out even for the second half of the market. What happened? You reversed. You went from an upside to not the downside. And that was all in one day. Fridays. Man, Jay, man, that was still hard for me to see this, man. How could I see this, Jay? Man, I understand you breaking this down, man. It looks so easy breaking it down. Man, how could I still see this? How could I see catch this opportunity? 15-minute time frame. Okay? This is a 5-minute time frame. Let's go until 15 minutes. Man, Jay, how could I catch the second half, man? Okay, let's go until 15-minute time frame. Okay, I can help you out with that. Let's go into 15 minutes. Okay. Now, 15 minutes of kicking in. After this move on up towards 86, now look at your red candle. Starting right here. Came on down. Second candle. You can go back up to these highs. Created a what? Lower high, right? These two candles can even get back up to these candles. Look at this. You're going from these tops back down to bottoms. If you had a hard time trying to understand how to get in, 686 down to 684s. 684s down to 682s. From 682s back. Okay, let me ask you guys this. I want to see how many people pay close attention to me on what I talk about in my live stream. Fever, love you to death. Aussie, tell her. If y'all are my true supporters and y'all ride with me and the things that I break down on an everyday basis on my live stream, how do I tell y'all SPY normally likes to move? Without economics, without earnings. Let me see if y'all really pay close attention to me. How do I tell y'all how do SPY likes to normally move? And once you answer this, tell me if I'm lying. I want to see the answer first. On a normal basis, without earnings, without economics, Fever, Aussie, Teller, how do SPY normally likes to move? How do SPY normally likes to move? Fever, you my G. We talk about this all the time. How do SPY normally likes to move without anything involved? Economics. Well, bam! Bam! Shout out to exactly. And watch Fever. You all see what I mean? Also, you got it. You got it. $2 increments. Even numbers. Because you went from Fever. I'm about to blow your mind. I'm about to blow your mind. Hold on. Because what did you get rejected at? 686, right? Okay. $2 on down. What is that? 684. Because look where your bottoms is. 686, 684. $2 increments. Even numbers, right? From 684, what's next after that? 682. $2 increments. Because what did you pull down to? 682s. And then from 682, what was after that? 680, right? $2 increments. Where did you bounce at? 680s. And again, I don't make the market. I don't make the market. What did the market just showed you? Shout out to you, Aussie. You caught it. So if you missed that move on up, you could have caught the move on down from 686, 684s, 682s, 680s, $2 increments. Y'all notice that? SPY normally likes to move by $2. For those who don't know, SPY likes to move by $2. Boss, tell me I'm lying. And I've been, Aussie, how long have I been preaching about this for the longest? I said without earnings, without economics, SPY likes to do what? Move by $2 increments. Fever, you're my witness. When we was I think that was in the middle of the week, boss, what did I say we need to break above? What was the price points? 684, right? I said if we break 684, if you notice the numbers that I'm saying is even numbers. I said if we break 684, what's the next level on up? 686. From 686, what's the next number from that? 688. Fever, what's the number after 688? Wouldn't that be an even number? Wouldn't that be a whole number sitting at what price point? 700. Boss, think about it. And you know, Fever, you know I wouldn't lie to you in no shape, form, or fashion, boss. With everything that I love, you know I would never ever lie to you. You notice they move by even numbers, and you notice they move by $2 increments. Think about it, boss. Look, you came back underneath what price? I mean, just take Thursday and Friday setup for example. You fell underneath what? 94, even numbers. Back down to what? 92s, even numbers. Then back down to what? 690s, even numbers. Then you fell back down into the what? 688s, even numbers. Then you fell back down to the where? 686, even numbers. Because from Thursdays, what do you get rejected at? 686. Isn't that not an even number? And then if you go from Thursday's area into Friday's area right here, what did you get rejected at, Fever? 686. Isn't that not an even number? And then from 686 from Fridays, from those who missed the move on up, what did you have a chance to fall back down to? From 686. 684. Isn't that not an even number? And then from 684, you fell even lower down to what? 682s. Is that not an even number? And then from 682s, where did you fall back down to, boss? 680. Is that not an even number? You see how easy it is to catch on to it? Now you see what I mean on how easy it is to catch, how to rock on SPY? Boss, think about it. Because from Thursday's top, well, not tops, but from Thursday's level of resistance, where did you majority get rejected at? 686, right? Is that not an even number? That's Thursdays. Going to Fridays, right? Because you bounce from where? Look, and Fever. If I'm lying, look at my 15-minute time frame. Where did the candle transition from? Red to green at. Am I lying? Boss, if you're looking at my 15-minute time frame right now, did we not transition red to green at 680? Even number. Did we not push our way up to 82 to 84s? Even number. Did we not run up as high as 86 and then start to turn at 86? Even number. For the second half of the market, did we not reverse from 686 down to 684? Even number. Did we not go from 684 down to the 682s? Even number. And before the market closed, Did we not go all the way down to 680 and then once again created a red to green move at 680 before the market closed? Even number. Fever. Tell me I'm lying, boss. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, boss. You one of my OGs. Fever. Boss, tell me I'm lying. Is that not all being played psychologically off of even numbers? Boss, tell me I'm lying. Boss, tell me I'm a liar. Tell me I'm a liar. Based off of everything that you see right on my chart. Boss, tell me I'm lying. Red to green, 680. Rejected, 686. Green to red. Bounce before the market closed. Red to green, 680. Even number. Boss, tell me your boy lying. Boss, tell me I'm a liar right now. Tell me I'm lying. If it's not even numbers that's being played off and on. Boss, tell me I'm lying. Boss, tell me I'm lying. Tell me right here on Wednesday to Thursday that we did not get rejected right here at 694. Even number. Tell me that we did not run up to a damn near 696, 98 even numbers back down. Come on, boss. I know you see it. I'm putting y'all on game on things that I see how I make trading easy for me. And also, with all that being said, even all the even numbers that we called out did not still uphold a pattern. An inverted cup. Even numbers, inverted cup. Boss, come on, man. Boss, you see it. But I mean, Fever's one of my OGs, one of the GOATs. I know he see it. One of my OGs. Shout out to Fever, man. I love it to death. That's my brother from another mother. Y'all see it now. Y'all catching on to it now. Now you see why I make trading so easy? I would say, all jokes aside, what do you think are some good long-term ports? I mean, right now, the market is pulling back. I mean, of course, pulling back at this moment. And like I said, based off of even the blue chip companies that I'm looking at, is still looking weak at this time. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to bounce. Let me see. Long-term wise. Let me see on how one of my main ones is holding up. Let me see what it's doing. And you already know what I'm about to go to. CRWV. Let me see what this bad boy doing. I mean, I see CRWV is holding up in a range. CRWV is holding up pretty, and I'm just being honest. CRWV, and and I ain't gonna lie to you, people. That's how I made $2,000 off of a $100 investment. I made $2,000 off of CRWV. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna even lie to you. That's how I made $2,000. And I mean, and look what CRWV is doing. I mean, you're still holding above the 200-day moving average. I mean, look like they're still trying to hold a range. We do have to get back above 100 to get that nice movement back to the upside. So don't take your eyes off of CRWV. You know, in due time, where buyers could step back in eventually. But what did catch my attention, I'm gonna tell you why. Damn, I don't think I have the news saved. I think I took it off. Let me see if I can find it. Now, one of the reasons why I knew that we was gonna get some downside, and it was based off of what I seen on CNBC. They did say that investors were taking a step back away from technology companies that was doing this week. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna perform next week, but I know during this week, the news that came out on CNBC, they were saying that a lot of investors were stepping away from tech companies and going back to the regular, economics. That was one of the reasons that I did see that was causing a little bit of fear. But like I said, I mean, again, CRWV is holding up still pretty well. You know, it's consolidating. I mean, again, if you want to look at your 1 hour time frame or whatever, just pay close attention to the setup. Right now, it's going sideways. So, I mean, I can't tell you what it's going to do from this point on. It all depends on what buyers going to do. If we get our way back up towards, 96, back up towards 100. Because you can see where your tops is located. So, in other words, we want to maintain this range without falling all the way back down. So, we want to maintain this range and start to maneuver our way back up towards the, 98s, 100s. And start to move our way back up towards the high days of, 108s, 110s, and so forth, where you can see a nice reversal. So, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Just take a look at, just put that one of those in your belts. I'll say take a look at CRWV. Because and I'll be honest, CRWV like to make some good moves. It does. And I'm just going to be honest, all jokes to the side. Whenever I'm having a hard time trading SPY, I'll go straight to CRWV. For scalping opportunities. Because it does have a lot of opportunities. And like I said, based off of my 1 hour, it still looks a little bullish. Because you're still maintaining above the 200-day moving average. staying above, holding above the 90s. Right now in the range, still trying to figure out which way it's want to go. And if buys do step back in, we do need to see our push back above, the 96, 98s, back up to 100, because we already know 100 itself is going to be a whole number. It's going to hold up at natural support and resistance. So we know $100 itself is going to be a strong area. That's just like looking into a penny stock. You come from out of the pennies, we know that $1 is going to be a strong level until we break above $1. Then after that, you already know you have $5, $10, and so forth. But I still think that CRWV still has to have a little bit of a movement left in this tank. I still do. I mean, from these bottoms all the way down towards the 70s. I mean, look at this transition. You was underneath the 200-day moving average, all the way down towards the 70s, and then you got that bounce all the way back into the 90s. Right now it's consolidating. So I would just say keep eyes. I mean, have that on your watch list too, because it's still holding off. Because you're not dumping off completely all the way back down. It's still holding a certain level where buyers can step back in and push. Now, the only time to be concerned is when we start to pull back down towards the 80s and, we start to tumble back on down. But right now, it's still trying to hold a range. 200 days still holding. I would just take a close look at CRWV, do as much research as you can on CRWV. Then see, can we get our way back up towards 100? That's going to be the main thing. We need to get back above $100. So just keep that in mind. Just put that on your back burner. That's all I'm going to say. Put that on your back burner. I mean, like I said, compared to everything else that we see, and I'll go to each chart real quick. On the 1 hour. Let me put a yellow. Like I said, look at this. Look at the difference. Look at SPY setup versus CRWV. I mean, and FEEB and Aussie. And again, not to crack jokes. Look at the difference. SPY on a 1 hour time frame is underneath the 200-day moving average. And with SPY, you can clearly see an inverted cup and handle, right? Okay, if I go to CRWV, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. You're holding above the 200-day moving average, holding up in the range. So again, it's showing some type of strength. Is what I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. We know where all the highs are located. It's all the way back up towards the, 114s, 110s, and so forth. It's in a range. Still holding above the 200-day moving average, which still shows a sign of some type of movement towards the upside. That's all I'm saying. Okay, now let's look at the other stocks. That's inside SPY. AMD and everything else. All right, AMD, bam, downtrend. That's bearish. Tesla. They're trying to hold. See, with Tesla, I say we need to get back above 420, 425. So if we can get back above 424, 425, like I said, as I told you guys before, the main key area to focus on is 435. 435 is going to change the game on Tesla. We get back above 435, that's going to change the game. I'm telling you, that's going to be your main key area on Tesla. That's going to be your golden key. I'm telling you, 435. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Microsoft. Weak. Look at that. Underneath 200-day moving average. Downtrend. You clearly see it from here to here. That's downtrend. Nope. Amazon. Underneath the 200-day. Nope. Google. 200 days. Still on the downtrend. Nope. Meta. Downtrend still. All the way down towards the 640s. Now with Meta, if buyers can hold 640, you do have room to move your way back up to 620. That's going to be a $20 move on up. Why 640? Meta, like I said, 640 we need to hold. NVIDIA, you can clearly see an inverted cup and handle pattern on that one underneath the 200-day moving average. That's weak. Nope. Apple. Look at that. Inverted cup. I mean, look at all these inverted cup and handles. I mean, look at this. Look at this bearishness. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Look at the clear bearish signs on these bad boys. You all the way underneath what? 256 on Apple? That's a huge inverted cup. That's still showing signs of weakness. I mean, right now, this clear as day, the market is weak right now. As far as the blue chip goes, the only one I see that can still survive is Meta. I mean, whole 640, I can see us moving, us moving back up towards the 660s, 680s if they can hold 640. But even that is underneath the 200-day moving average. Even that has a, inverted downtrend set. I mean, it's all still weak. And like I said, I took all of these guys and all I went to was CRWV. And CRWV is showing more strength than all of them. Look at this. 200-day moving average still holding in a range that's still showing some type of signs of hope. See what I'm saying? You notice the difference between that? They're still showing signs of hope on this bad boy. In some type of way. We just got to get our way back up to 100. Because you can see what $100 is. What they're going to have the strongest resistance is around $100. Once you break above $100, then we can focus on, the 102s, 104s, back on up to the upside. But it's still showing some glimmer of hope that we're not falling all the way back down, that it's still holding some type of range. It's still trying to survive the pullback. And we just got to get that break, push back up towards the $100 level. So that still has signs of hope. I know one that everybody kept bringing up to my attention. I think that was ScanDisk, and I know Hardware brought it up, and somebody else brought it up too as well. ScanDisk. That's SNDK. Let me see what that was doing. Because I know that was making some good moves as well. Let me see what SND. I mean, don't forget about that one, FIBA and Aussie. SNDK. Don't take your eyes off of that one. That one still looks bullish, and that makes big moves. SNDK. That's ScanDisk. Do not take your eyes off of ScanDisk. SNDK. Put that on your back burner too. So that means that as long as you hold above that 625, you do have room to move. I mean, look what all these highs are located at, all the way back towards the 660s to 675. So that's still on top of the 200-day moving average. That's still showing some signs of hope. So Meta, SDNK. I mean, look at that. These are still ranges. They're not falling like what SPY's doing. SPY, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, all of them are doing. This is still showing some glimmer of hope because you're not falling all the way back down. It's still showing that we're still showing some type of strength still. So don't take Meta off your back burner at this moment. Don't take especially ScanDisk, because ScanDisk can make big moves. I promise you that, because I've seen the contracts and no bad boys can rip. Trust me. SNDK can rip. Do not take it off your back burner. So keep those two specifically on watch. The other one I had was SMX. Let me see what SMX is doing. SMX? Nah, I wouldn't worry about SMX. But for sure, SNDK is one for sure. SDNK, look on how well that's holding. And then I still think that Meta has some type of glimmer of hope too. So like I said, if Meta can get back above 640, I can see that push back up towards the 650 up. Again, if we can get back above 640. But I mean, all the techs are falling. I mean, that's just clear as day. All the tech companies are falling. So that's bearishness. I mean, look at this. I mean, even Meta, downtrend. We done went through them all. AMD, downtrend. Tesla, which is automotive, not really tech. Tesla, I still get Tesla a pass, because I mean, you are still holding above the 200-day moving average. Because I mean, Tesla is not so much based off of AI, because that's automotive. So I would still give Tesla a little bit of glimmer of hope. So also add Tesla to your list. I would say Tesla too. Microsoft, that's all AI. So all your AI companies are falling. I mean, you clearly see it. AI, Amazon falling, Google falling. Like I said, Meta, it just had to get back above 640 to spark my interest again. Meta, inverted cup and handle pattern falling. So yeah, I would say Tesla. I would say Tesla's still holding. I would still say keep your eyes peeled on Tesla for sure. I would say Tesla, SNDK, because all of these are holding above the 200-day moving average. I would say SNDK. It was another one, I think. Let me see what coin. I think coin form. Oh, coin. Also look at coin. Coin is holding above the 200-day moving average, which I mean look like it's setting up for a bull flag pattern going to. That's another one too. FIBA and Aussie and Teller. So SNDK, Tesla, and I would say keep your eyes peeled on coin, because coin look like it's setting up for a bull flag pattern that could push its way back up to 170, 180. So yeah, I would say keep that on your watch list too. Coin, Tesla, and SNDK. I would say keep those. I'm gonna put that on my watch list too. So I gotta add coin to it. I already got SNDK and Tesla. I would say keep those on watch. As far as on the long side, that could possibly push its way back up to the upside. Because again, coin is above. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Because I mean, look at it. I mean, look at the difference versus all the ones that we just seen. I mean, SPY, Nvidia, Apple, all of them, everything is falling. It's bearish. I mean, look like coin wants to transition from a downtrend to a possible uptrend. FIBA, look at this as well, boss. So it looked like it's trying to set up for a possible uptrend. So that means that we need to get above 170. So you can see right here, 170 is going to be a strong resistance. You can see right here, every time you run up 170, reject it. 170, reject it. 170 rejected. So if we can get above 170, I mean, we do have room to push up to, towards the 175s to 180s. So I would say don't count coin out. I mean, coin is above the 200-day moving average. So I'm gonna put an alert. I'm gonna put 170. So SNDK, Tesla, because again, it's not really AI, it's more automotive. I would say Tesla and coin. I would say definitely keep those two on your watch list. I mean, those three on your watch list. I would just say those three for sure. Starting off with, I would definitely say keep those on your watch list. Because I think coin, I mean, right now with that nice little reversal that coin has, not getting above the 200-day moving average, all we gotta do is break above that 170. Because the 170, you do have room to run up towards 175 to 180. So I do have my first alert set at 170. So I would say, yeah, coin. I already got my alert set on that one. SNDK is another one. That's the one, the main one that that's the SMCX. SNDK. Come on now. SNDK. Come on, work with me now, Troy. SNDK. Don't play with me. Yeah, SNDK. So we gotta get above. We gotta get back above. Where we at right now? Where we at right? 620. So we need to get about 650. I'm gonna put my alert at 650 on that one. So 650. Start getting rocking and rolling towards that area. So 650 on SNDK towards the upside. All right, so 650 will be golden. Get back above 650. We do have room to push our way back up towards these highs of 670s and so forth. And what was the last one we talked about? Tesla, right? I think Tesla was the last one. And Tesla, we want to get back into the 20s. 420s, 425s for sure. Because we want to get back above. Okay, now I'm going to say around this area, because you can see right here we had that strong bounce on Tesla. That was around the 424, 425. We had that nice strong pushback to the upside. So I'll say between, I'm going to put 424. But mainly I want to say 425, but I'm going to start off with 424. Let me see if it's going to change. Let me see if I put it up to 425, it's going to change a little bit. Yeah, I'll say 424, bump that. I'll go back to 424. I'll give it 424. 424. On Tesla, get the ball rocking and rolling. Alright, 424. So I got those levels set on Tesla, SNKD, and coin. for the upside. So that means Tesla, we need to get back above 420, 424 plus to start to get that move back up to the 430s. And like I told you guys, the main thing that's gonna be key is 435. I'm telling you, it's gonna be key. To start, we get back above 435, I'm telling you, it's gonna be golden. Where we can start to see the 440s, 450s, and so forth. But to get the ball rocking and rolling on Tesla, 420s to 424s, that'll be for sure. And that'll help because, again, it's not really primarily based off of AI. That'll help Tesla out a little bit more. It's more so in the, automotives and so forth. Well, we could start to, get a move back up because it's going to differentiate the volatility on the AIs versus Tesla, because you know how Tesla likes to do, especially investors. They like to go on squeezes. So I would not take my eyes off of Tesla either. I would just say watch Tesla, get it, go from the teens to the 420s and on up. We want to get up to 430s to 435s, mainly 435. That's gonna be key. I'm telling you. You get above 435, you can see right here 435. Look how far you can run up to. So 435 is gonna be golden. That is gonna be key. I'm gonna put it yellow because that's gonna be your ticket back up. 435. That's gonna be the main thing we need to get back above. So the main things, like I said, I didn't tell you guys, coin, SNDK, and Tesla as of now. I mean, as far as recovering for the potential move back to the upside, I will give it that. So I mean, y'all can clearly see you're above the 200-day on Tesla. You're above the 200-day on SNDK. You clearly see the uptrend trying to build its way back on up, and you have coin as well. Coin. Coin is also above the 200-day moving average. Look like we're going from a downtrend to a possible reversal to an uptrend. Look like it's building somewhat of a bull flag pattern. I have 170 set on that bad boy because I mean you can clearly see look at the bullish movement on this. Look at the volatility. So right now, look, maybe making a little flag, but the next leg up is 170 up. I mean, so I would say, yeah, don't count coin out. That bad boy can make a nice little bull flag pattern to the upside of 175 to 180 for sure. So those are the main ones. I say definitely keep your eyes peeled on for sure. But yeah, guys, for sure, for right now, that should be it as of now. If y'all want to go over anything else, do feel free. Fever, Ingrid, Teller. Anybody else? Other than that, I mean, we didn't win over everything so far. I mean, we didn't win over SPY setup, all the blue chip companies. We didn't talk about coins opportunity, SMDK's opportunity. Oh, SMTR. Let me see. All right, SMTR. Let me take a look at that one. SMTR. Let me see. How are we looking on that one? MSTR. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm saying that so ass backwards. Yeah. Almost looks like it's almost the same exact setup as SNDK. Hold on, let me see. They almost look very identical to one another. Let me bring up SNDK's chart. They look very identical to one another. Hold on, let me see. They look very identical. All right, let me bring it over just a little bit more. I want to see both of these bad boys setups. All right, let me bring you down a little bit and move you over. Was it SNDK or was it Coin? Where's one of them that's setting up that? Or was it Coin? Which one was it? It might be Coin. That looks very identical to it. Might have been Coin. Yeah, it is Coin. So notice the difference that they look very identical to one another. Both cells look very identical. Coin and MSTR. Yeah, both patterns look very identical. Both breaking above the 200-day moving average, and they both got the same exact pattern. So MSTR, I mean, MSTR has a nice movement. So yeah, look at it. I mean, they both look identical. How Ingrid. Look at Coin's chart and look at MSTR. They look very identical. They look very identical to one another. So we know that we need to get that break above 140 for sure on MSTR. So let's see, get the ball rocking to one. So I would say 135 to 140 for sure on MSTR. So I'm gonna put 2 alerts on that one. So I'll put 2 alerts. I'll put 135 up to 140. But they both got good bullish setups. I'll give it that. So I'm gonna put 2 alerts. So 135 and 140. You can see right here 140 is a strong resistance because every time we run up to 140, pull back, 140, pull back. So I'm gonna put up 2 alerts on that one. And again, they both set up pretty decent for a possible push to the upside. So MSTR, and thank you so much for bringing that up too, Queen. Appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for bringing up MSTR. So I mean, you can see the U-shaped pattern on that. I mean, you can definitely see the. I mean, are they overbought? I mean, yeah, but as long as they can maintain a range, I mean, they definitely got room to run back up to the upside. MSTR, we want to get above 135 for that push up to 140, and then from 140, we want to get that push up to 145 and so forth. So it looks like move by $5 increments. So from 135 to 140. So that's the way it looked like MSTR moves by $20. $5 increments. So 120, 125, 130, 135, 140. So it looked like it moved by $5 increments. So it reminds me of Tesla's movements. So 135 to 140. So yeah, so I got the alerts there for you, Aussie, and I'm also gonna put that in my watch list too, MSTR. So thank you for that. So I got that set up in my watch list too. So we went over MSTR. Coin, which look like these two got the same similar setups from Coin and MSTR. They both look very identical. SNDK, which I still think still has some good potential too. Just gotta get that push back up towards that 650 on up. Get that nice reversal. Get back up to those highs. What else did we talk about? I think Tesla was another one we talked about. Yeah, get back into the 420s, 425s. Another opportunity, and last but not least, what was the other one? I think we went over all of them already. And then of course Coin, which we went over Coin already with MSTR. So I think we went over all of them already. So it looks like we should be golden. We should be golden from here. Nadi and I'm sorry, Aussie and Fever. So it seems like all your techs are pulling back. All your AI companies are pulling back. Versus what everything else is doing. So yeah, we'll be gearing up for tomorrow to see what what tomorrow has to offer. So I'll be rocking and rolling with you guys tomorrow. I'll be in tomorrow. I got you guys. So other than that, guys, is that it? Aussie, Fever, Teller, is that it, guys? Is that it? Other than that, we'll soon be shutting it down. We'll be shutting it down. So far we went over everything else. I mean everything else. Yeah, market is closed tomorrow. Yeah. And I said it, and I'm forgetting about it. Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry, my mind all over the place. Because we do have President's Day tomorrow, guys, which is Washington's birthday. That is dated for February 16th. I do have it marked right here, and I don't know how. I just talked about it, and I forgot about that in a matter of seconds. So right here, guys, it is marked. Bring it up. So tomorrow, guys, the market should be closed. And as you can see this way, that is Washington's birthday. That is President's Day, marked for the February 16th. The market should be closed tomorrow. I'm still keeping it on watch, though. But we should be closed tomorrow. So I do have a list to just let you guys know the market should be down tomorrow. That is President's Day, February 16th. And we should resume tomorrow. Tuesday for the 17th. And we don't have any major data for the 17th. So I will keep everybody updated. And I'm going to tell you another reason why. And also, you're a witness to this. Guys, here's another reason why, again, I separate my Discord alerts and everything from my Patreon alerts. And as I stated, I have paid members that are paying for a Patreon, and that's why I do go a little bit, a little bit more details on my Patreon. And this is what you do, guys. Get out of my Patreon setup, Patreon, as you do go into my my activities. So let me go to it. So as on my Patreon, guys, I do update SPY on an everyday basis. From Monday through Thursday. Monday through Friday, to let you know, guys, on how the market is looking on a weekly basis, how we're closing out from red to green. I do post up the recaps. I do have Vault video lessons, guys, from different other traders as well that help me out, that I pass on to you guys. I do my breakdowns as far as economics, earnings, which is free, of course. I break down news. So I go do a lot of breakdowns as far as my patrons. Economic releases that comes out on that particular day. I break down all the details and everything of that nature. And like I said, if you do go to my, what is that right here? If you go to my collections, I have them sorted out individually. If you want to go to it, guys, I do have different folders. If you want to go to the video vault, where I do break down different video lessons, economics, I got everything broken down in different categories. If you want to go to my recap videos, if you missed a certain day, you can go to my recap videos. Everything is already posted and marked down, guys, each day. As far as economic goes, and video votes, different breakdown from different traders. Economics, like I said, you can go right here. If you miss an economic day, I do have everything from CPI data, initial jobless claims, JOLTS data, ADPs, PPIs, CPIs. I got everything broken down to assigns. And this is why I do take my Patreon a little bit more serious than my Discord, because these are paid members, man. I gotta give these people for what they pay for. That's only right, because I can't throw out free content or the content from Patreon to Discord where people are getting the free content. It's not fair to the people that's paying for it. So I gotta be fair. I gotta again put in a lot more work on the Patreon because people pay for it. So I do have to go into a lot more work and breaking down everything. So this is what you get on my Patreon, and all the breakdowns, the categories, again, live streams, economics, for the calendars itself. The economic calendars is just the things that'll be coming out, where I'm breaking down from, what to expect from, week by week, what's coming out, from PPI data and CPI data and all that. And all you do is go into the economic data for the deeper details on, what is it, what is it saying. And also what I do too is I go to like different websites, and I'll break down the forecast and previous. So not only are you getting the details from the layouts of what the economic is presenting that day, I also go to the levels of, basically the requirements. Did we hit expectations, or did we come below expectations? So that's another thing that I do too. So not only am I getting, the information from one source, I have to go to another source to let you guys know, did we meet expectations on that day, or did we become below expectations on the day? To kind of give you a heads up on how to prepare yourself for the rest of the market. How the market is going to be impacted or affected by what comes out. So I do put a lot of details. I do put in a lot of work, guys. And you can go to my Patreon, if you want to, get more insight on what I do and so forth, man. So now y'all see the amount of work I put in for you guys, man. So not only am I doing live streams, I got to go down to Patreons. I got to, break those down. I got to go to Discord. I got to break those down. I do a lot of work, man, but I do it for you guys because I love you guys to death, because you guys are my support. And again, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. Y'all give me the reason to keep pushing every day on and to, because I never want to let you guys down. From whatever areas you coming from. Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Kick, whatever, man. I want to meet you guys' expectations, man. And Ingrid, thank you so much. Because there's a lot of work I put in, guys. You got to understand, man. I got to study charts for you guys to make sure I'm giving you the right information. I got to go to the economics to make sure I give you guys the right information. I got to study the earnings to let you guys know what to be aware of, to make sure that we don't miss anything from important earnings, important economics. I'm going down into as far as the news, and I do a lot for you guys, but I love you guys, man. I don't mind doing that, man. I'll stress out just to make sure you get the right content, just to make your trading easier. I'll do whatever it takes because I want to see you guys happy. I want to see you guys successful. I want to see you guys succeed, man. And I'll go through anything. I'll go through whatever to the ends of the earth to make sure you guys are well off, man. Because you guys believe in me. You guys support me. And I want to do, and thank y'all so much. And so y'all don't realize the work that I put in. Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. It sounds weird. Other than my kids and my family, I'm just being 110% honest with you guys. I have no life outside of this. Like, this is what I do every day, even when the market is closed. Like, I'm literally studying charts every single day. I'm so obsessed with it. I'm studying economics, man. And then I'm breaking down, like, again, then I got to go to my Patreon because I got to design, the things that's all into the live stream. Like all of this, I designed all of this. Everything above my head, I designed all of this because I don't want to make it boring. I want to make it fun. So I'm putting out valuable information, incredible information. Everything I can to help you guys out because I never want to see, especially if anybody is a part of our team, I don't never want to see nobody struggle. I don't never want to see nobody hurt. I don't want to see nobody go through anything and the reason why, I've been through it, man. I've been through the struggles. I've been through losing money in the market where I became depressed. Losing out on relationships. I've been through the worst. I've been through the worst of the worst as far as trying to find myself as far as in my trading career. And I don't want you guys to go through it because some people can handle it. Some people can make a way through it. Some people it can't. And I don't want to see you guys go through that. So I want you guys to go enjoy yourself with your family. Go spend time with y'all families. Netflix and chill. I got this. I got you guys. I'm going to put in the work. So I'm going to put out the information. So you don't have to worry about all of that. So you don't have to go digging it, going in between CNBC and, oh man, I need to figure out what's the economics. Oh, I need to figure out what's the earnings. Oh, I need to figure out what's the chart patterns. I got it. I'm going to do this for you guys because that's just my way of saying thank you. Y'all didn't help me get here this far. And this is my appreciation of saying thank you guys for everything that you do. Again, it wouldn't be JTraedz without you guys. So y'all don't have to do anything, man. Sit back and relax. I'm going to take care of doing all the hard work, doing as much research as I can to give you as much valuable information as I can to help you out on your trading. That's it. So I got you guys. Don't worry about it. I got y'all, man. Love y'all. Thank y'all for helping me. For being, for helping me get this far. Appreciate you. So, I'll soon be heading on out, guys. We done broke down everything, and I'm going to do some more research. As I told you guys what I do. I'm just addicted to it. I love it. And I'm going to do as much research, more information and dig up more information as I can to help you guys out for next week. So if you are new to my channel, man, guys, hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. If you already subscribed to my channel, you already know what to do after that. Hit the thumbs up because, guys, y'all don't realize the algorithm does mean a lot when it comes down to YouTube, man. And, again, to say I'm one of the traders who try to do their best to help you guys versus all these other scammers who just try to use you guys. Man, pay for my course. Oh, man, pay for this content. Pay for this content. Pay for that content. Oh, man, pay $500 or $100 to get the... Man, I ain't worried about that, man. Look, you subscribe to me. You support me. I'll do the best that I can to cut out the middleman, to break down the market, to break down the charts as simplest as I can. So you guys can, to help you guys out, man. I do the best that I can. So I got y'all, man. All I ask for is support and love. That's free 99. So... if you're on my Twitch and my Kick, guys, do feel free to follow or subscribe. For Twitch, what I do, guys, is I take the live stream here and I bring it over to Twitch so you guys can watch it. So I got y'all on that because I tried to stream on Twitch. It wouldn't allow me to do it, or I wouldn't pick it up. So I'm going to take this recording, I'm going to put it on the Twitch. So I got you guys. I got you. Let me go ahead and shut everything down. But other than that, man, guys, let me give one more shout out to the team again before I head on out. W to the team. Definitely appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. Thank y'all for my mods. You guys are doing an incredible job. I couldn't, again, I'm grateful for everything that you guys do. I'm grateful for everybody, man. Thank you guys all. Fever, Teller, Ingrid, Aussie, Nadia, Jenna, everybody, man. I thank you guys from all communities, man. Twitch, YouTube, Kick, wherever y'all come from, man. Guys, I thank y'all so much for taking the time out to listen to me. Because, again, all I do is try to help everybody, man. That's, again, because I don't want to see nobody go through what I went through in life and struggle. Because it's hurtful, man. Because you lose people in the process. And if anything, I want you guys to be successful. And I do nothing but wish you guys nothing but many blessings and much success for 2026 and beyond, man. I just want to see you guys well off, man. That's it. I just want to see you guys well off. I love you guys, and I just want to see you guys be great in life, and which I know you will be. I love y'all, and I thank y'all, man. I appreciate you guys. I think that should be it, though, guys. We should be shutting it on down. So let me go ahead and where's my little clips all that. So other than that, guys, man, I hope everybody have a blessed weekend. Even though it's just the last day as we go into tomorrow, but still enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your days off. Study as much as possible. If I do find any other videos or if I come across anything, I will update you guys, alert you guys on on Discord, Patreon, and so forth. So I got you guys back. So enjoy yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Enjoy your time, man, with your loved ones. Time is short. Time is something you can't get back. Value time as much as possible, and so forth, man. But other than that, man, guys, love y'all. Y'all already know, and you already know, Aussie. Love you, Queen. Peace, my day one. Teller, one of my day ones. Fever, all of y'all, man. Love you guys so much. So y'all know what I'm about to say before I head on out, man. Maximize your reward. Minimize your risk. Always put great over greed, and you will succeed every single time. Till then, guys, I will see y'all next week because I believe that the market should be down tomorrow. So if it is completely down, I will be seeing you guys Tuesday for Take Profits Tuesdays. And we're going to get it rocking and rolling and going from there, man. So love y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe. Wish y'all nothing but many blessings and success for 2026. And we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. Y'all already know what time it is, guys. Love y'all. Peace.
Subscribe for more content.